Hey there everybody, Coach Steve here. I hope you are having a great summer and are ready to get to our, funny enough, speed skating sport specific workout. So we're going to build off of the exercises that were part of the first speed skating video and just continue to add layers on what you were already doing. And I know that you're already doing incredible things on your own. These are just some new ideas to engage your body in a different way. Okay, many of you may be doing these already, and hands, round of applause for your coaches and for having the ability to integrate these movements into your training. So we're going to need a few things. We're going to need our sliders. We are going to need our exercise loops. Okay, if you do not have them, that is okay, but they're a very effective part of one of the exercises that we're going to be doing. We are also going to have our tubing at an overhead position, so over top of the door or whatever it is that you use to have that tubing attached at an overhead height. Okay, we are also going to be needing our towel for a little bit of activation for our upper back and shoulders through one of our movements. Obviously, we want to have that water close by, and we are also going to be taking advantage, lastly, of our lines on the floor. Whether those are real or imagined, that's okay. You're going to be able to perform the exercise either way. All right, so I'm going to have a quick drink to start before we start into our warm-up here. And as we go through these exercises, generally, with the weekly exercises, we just speak in a general term, but today I'm going to focus on, the importance of these skills and exercises in what it is that is so important to speed skating. Number one is being able to hold that tuck position, keeping low. We're going to make certain that we look after those hip flexors that are always very shortened, but need to get to that extension position and lengthened position in order to be successful through that leg drive. Okay, so we'll work on those movements along with many, many others. So I would like to start with our forward and our backwards lunge, and that is our step with our overhead reach, and then we're going to be stepping back with our reach at the ground. All right, let's do those 4 times. So that's overhead and back at ground. Okay, overhead again and back at ground. That's 2. And how far you go is really up to you. We just really want to lengthen and get things starting to warm up for the rest of the workout. All right, let's switch sides. And 2, threw myself off a little there, and 3, and 4. Great. Now, as we've moved through our lunges and our lateral lunges in the past, we're going to add a little bit of a reach that is really important and valuable for, again, our speed skating position, being able to get into a low crouch in that nice flat back tuck position. So what we're going to do is, as we lunge to the left, we're going to reach over in front of that toe at ground height as far as we can. And you're going to find that you're going to get a bit of a stretch through that hamstring, loading the glute, and then coming back home. All right, so here we go, 4 each side. Reaching out as far as I can in front of my toe, coming back, that's 1. And 2, I'm sitting back on that foot as I reach forward. 3 and 4. Great. Let's take it to the other side. And reaching out. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great. And as you can see, when we've done the lunges in previous workouts, it really changes the feel of the movement depending upon where we stretch or where we reach, whether it's in front or overhead. When we're reaching overhead, getting a little bit more length and reach through our obliques in our rib cage. But when we load out in front, as you can see, when I step and sit down, I'm really driving my hip back and getting a great lengthening of that posterior chain to drive back. Okay, just something to consider. All right, so let's shake that out. Let's do a little bit of jogging for 20 seconds. Let's get those feet moving. As we know, you speed skaters have very fast feet. Nice proud chest, good posture as we go through this. And bring those knees up a little higher for the last few. Great, and shake it out. All right, now let's do some butt kickers. So you can have those hands back there, 20 seconds. You can speed that up. Be nice and tall. We don't want to be leaning forward. And 2, 1. Great. Shake that out. Now again, when you're in that tuck position, you're locked into place. Things need to loosen up a little bit. As much as you may not have that motion in your skill and in your sport, you still need to have that motion for everyday life so that you can still be safe when you're just out and about moving, all right, generally, or cross training, for example. So we're going to loosen up that lower back, and we're just going to do some nice little hip rotation jumps for 20 seconds, all right? So let's get those hands. Let's place them behind our heads, if you will, and keep your shoulders back, and let's go just side to side. Keeping those elbows back, just a little twist. By having our hands behind our heads, what we're doing is as I jump my knees around to the right, I get a bit of a stretch through my left side. Okay, and 2, 1, and done. Great, shaking that out. And let's grab ourselves a drink. And now, so our first exercise, we're going to use those lines on the floor for our fast feet. And if you don't have them, that's okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to stand inside. We're going to do 2 sets of 10 repetitions. And what that's going to look like is we're going to be in the square. We're going to be athletically positioned. We're ready. We're loaded. And we're going to jump our feet 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. And then we're going to bring them both back into the square. So if you see me here, we're going to be here and back in. We're going to keep that left foot forward for the first 10. And then we're going to move our right foot forward for the second 10. All right, so if you're ready, here we go. We're athletically ready, position, knees, ankles, hips bent, nice and light. And here we go. Forward, back, center. And pick up the speed. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. And shake, shake, shake. And other side. Right foot lead. Light on your landings. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Shake. Outstanding stuff. All right, so this is where we're going to need those exercise loops. If you have them close by, what we're going to do is we're going to take them and place them around our knees. All right, and from there, we're going to have our towels. And what we're going to do, I'll show you talk to the knees first. As we squat, we're going to keep resistance against the band. We're not going to allow our knees to come in. We're going to have our feet just slightly outside of our hip position. And as we squat down, we're going to keep resistance on that band. All right? And then with our arms, what we're going to do is an overhead reach. Okay, so we're dropping down and back. All right, so we have 12 of these. Yes, 12. Let's get to it. So that's 1. Nice. High arm position, stretching, resistance on that towel. It's 3, knees working against the resistance of that band. 4, 5. Great exercise to work on our upper back extension. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, last one, and 12. Great job, everyone. That is a challenging exercise. All right, so we are now going to take advantage of our tubing, which we have again located at overhead. We're going to step back away, have our arms starting at shoulder height. We're going to get into our tuck position, and we're going to hold that position as we pull those arms down and back. All right, so our arms are going to want to go to the sky with the resistance pulling us back up, but we're going to remain in our nice low tuck position. All right, so I'm in my tuck, nice long, flat back, and arms back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shoulders down and back, squeezing together. 6, long arms. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great work. All right, let's grab our sliders now. If you'd like a drink, you can certainly take one while I'm demonstrating this. We are going to pause in a moment and take a little bit of rest though. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our sliders. We're going to be in a push-up position with our plank. And so we're nice and long. And we've worked with driving our knees in. And that's a great way to engage those anterior upper leg muscles and abdominals, so our hip flexors and such. But what I would like to focus on today is the activation of our glutes. So that big engine that powers you around the oval. All right, so when we're in this position and we bring that knee forward, we're going to be really sliding that leg hard along the ground and point our toe so that when we get to our extended position, our glute is firing, everything is extending into that slider, all right? And then we're gonna pull it forward and we're gonna do that again off the toe. So we have that 10 on the left, 10 on the right. Let's get to it. So let's focus on one side first. So left in, driving out, pointing toe, great. Pulling in, again, pushing down into the floor to engage as much glute as you can. 2, 3, very purposeful, keeping your weight forward of your hands. 5, 6, 7, make sure that glute is fully squeezed. 9, and 10. Great stuff. I'm going to switch around for the other leg. You may relax as I do so. And we're up and ready again. Other side, hips extended, knee in, driving along the floor to extension. 1, pushing through my heel, through my toe. 2, 3, right into the floor. 4, 5, 6, extending, squeezing the glute. 8, 9, and 10. Great work. And moving up. And as I mentioned, you get that rest. And some water, please. Okay, so for our balance exercise today, this is a build off of what we did in the first workout, where we had our weight loaded on one leg, and we were in our tuck position, and we were reaching back and kind of going through that skate motion, okay, as we came around. This time, we're going to do that with no slider, only balancing. So, we're in our tuck position, we're loading that front leg, and what we're going to do is we're going to reach down and back, we're going to touch outside our toe, and come back up to our balance position. Okay, so we're going to go out and around, come back to our balance position. All right, and we have 10 on the left, 10 on the right. Let's go. I'm out and around, reaching down to the ground. My apologies with my balance. And out and around, back up, that's 2. And what you're gonna find is with that reaching and moving of the leg, that impacts that balance glute, okay? But it's doing all the work right now. That's 4. And 5. And 6, back up, 7, 8, 9, and last one, out, around, in, and 10. Great. Shaking that out. And off to the other side now. So one hand tucked behind my back, the other arm is going to reach across as the leg reaches out. Okay, here we go. And around and in, that's 1. Out, around, in, 2. 3. 4. Out, around, in. 5, 6, I need to recenter. Don't wait, you keep going. 7, 8, 9, and one more time for me, and 10. Great. Oh, that's a good one. And we are now on to our tabletop exercise. And we have 12 of these, which is essentially a reverse plank. So we are going to have our feet flat. We're going to have our hands behind our shoulders, fingers forward. And what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze our glutes and press our hips to the ceiling, make a nice flat table, and drop down. All right, we've got 12 of those, and let's begin. Shoulders back, squeeze 1, down, up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up, 8, 9, 10, 11, last one, down, squeeze those glutes all the way up, 12, great work. Just such a wonderful shoulder mobility exercise as well. And you've earned a break. And then we'll get to our second set. Okay. So we are onto our second circuit of exercises now. We're back to our boxes. This time what we're going to do with our feet, we're going to move our feet in and out of the square again. But this time what we're going to be doing is we're going to be in our nice proud position with our hands behind our back where we'd have them for our tuck. And we're going to be down. And what we're going to do from this position is we're going to stay low, jump our feet out, jump them in, jump our feet out, jump them in. Okay, we have that 10 times out, 10 times in. We'll have a rest and we'll repeat. All right, so here we go as fast as you can, light on your toes. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great, shake that out. Okay. Trying to keep that upper body nice and still. And we're back at it again. Getting into our tuck, loading our legs, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. And shake that out. And let's get ready for our next balance exercise. Take a few deep breaths. Proud chest. Okay, so what we've got next is our lateral lunge. We're going to return to a balanced position. And let's have our hands on our hips. We're going to reach out, step low, drive back to our balance. All right? Again, down. We've got 8 of these. We're going to hold for 1. Driving down, sitting, driving back up. It's going to be 2, 3, driving up and back, 4, 5, 6, really driving off the ground and back, 7, and last one, 8. Great stuff. And shake. All right, let's get to the other side. And here we go. Driving down, back up. Great stuff. That's 1. 2. Really exploding back up and holding that balance. Great. Everything coming back. Whoa. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Last one. And 8. Great. Shake it all out. And now, our next exercise, pardon me if you see my eyes going down to the ground, just making certain that I know where I am on our workout. So we have our skater jumps, which we know are those side to side motions. What we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of a balance tweak, resistance, twist, if you will. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold both hands on the handles and we're going to do our skater jump. But as we do, we're going to bring those hands to our hip. And that is going to create some resistance for us to fight against as we hold. And then it's going to help us explode back out. And we're going to load that other side. And we're going to jump out. We're going to load the other side and load, hold, load, hold. All right, so you can stay low as you go along. This is going to want to extend you. Again, we're going to fight against that resistance. Right, so we have 10 each side. Here we go. 1, 2, holding, great. Left, right, that's 3. Left, right, that's 4. Left, right, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice proud chest still. 9 and 10. Great stuff, everybody. That really helps you load to explode. You feel all of that energy transferring down into the ground and just exploding through. Such a fun ride, isn't it? All right, so we now have our side plank. If you'd like a quick drink, please take one. And we're going to perform our side plank with a little bit of a twist or a bend, if you will. All right, so I'm going to load and show from this position where normally we'd want to be in our side plank nice and straight. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my hips down and back a little bit so that as we go up into our plank, instead of just going straight up, we're going to actually lift up on an angle and engage those lateral hip rotators and external hip rotators so they can just shorten and drive us forward and we really get into those glutes. All right, so we've got 10 on the left, 10 on the right. Let's begin. Okay, so my hips are down and back. How far you reach them back is up to you. But all the way forward to straight plank. That's 2. 3, reaching down and back. 4, 5, 6, really explode to that. 7, 8, straight position. 8, 9, and 10. I don't know how you guys put up with me. All right, so forget numbers, confusing numbers with words, and getting tangled up with my mic wire. And let's get into that other position on the opposite side. I'll just face front this time. So I'm down and back and up and forward. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one everyone, and 10. Great stuff. Now I hope through that exercise you felt the subtle difference. If you didn't, give a straight plank a few moves right now or later and just see the subtle difference of going straight up and down or going from a slightly flexed pelvis to a straight extended pelvis as we go through. All right, so have a drink. And we are going to do our forward backwards lunge to tend to our hamstrings and glutes and all of our upper back and abdominals. So we've got our forward reach with our lunge. Okay, and then down at the ground. We got 3 of each of these. All right, so stepping out nice and slowly, reaching up. And let's bring it back down. That's 1. Stepping forward again. Big reach and stretch, hopefully bigger than before when we did this. And more stable as well. Knowing that we're nicely activated and fired up. Let's switch sides. Last one. And down and back. Great stuff, everybody. Okay, so what I'd like to do today is incorporate a little bit of a different stretch. We've done this in previous camps, but I just want to remind everybody of this stretch. So if you have a towel or a mat that you can use, maybe want it for your knee. And so I'm just going to place that down. And what I'm going to do is we're going to be nice and straight. We're going to have a kneeling lunge position. But what I'd like to see is we're going to have our heel just slightly in front of our knee so that as we go through our motion, we've got a little bit of room to move. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our hands on our hips, shoulders, head back, and we're just going to allow our knee to slide forward. And as it does, we're going to feel that stretch through our hip flexor. Because we're nice and tall, we're going to keep our head and shoulders back. Allow our hip to slide forward. All right, we're going to execute that 3 times on the left. And we're going to stay on that side, actually. So let's go 1, forward. 2, nice and slow, forward with the knee. And 3. And now we're going to hold that out position. What we're now going to do is we're going to take our hips side to side. Going to stay in that out position with our knee. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 side to side. Now we're going to hold the position. We're going to make circles one way with our knee. All of that is feeding a different stretch into that hip flexor. All right, let's go other way with the circles. 1, 2, and 3. Great stuff. Now, let's switch it up. So again, I've got my foot slightly forward of my knee so that I've got room to move. And here we go. 1, again, nice and straight, head and shoulders stay back. 2, 3, and we're going to hold that stretch now. We're going to take our hips side to side. It's 1, 2, and 3. And now those circles with our knee. Keep our head and shoulders back again. 2 and 3. And now we're going to go the other way. 1, 2. As you can see, every time I move, my hip is moving slightly and feeding more stretch into that hip flexor. Okay? So let's get you up on out of there. If you lift those knees, they maybe feel a little lighter. And we're now going to need a longer towel, or a bigger towel for me. Pardon me as I reach off screen and grab my mat. And we're going to perform our Y, T's, and W's. Now, we've used these in the past as a exercise, of which they are. They're really more of an activation and great postural reset exercise. So we're going to go very slowly. Just going to go through 3 of each, and just nicely up and down just to get that extension through our shoulders and our upper back. So let's start with our Y's. Okay, so we're going to lift up. It's 1, thumbs to the sky, 2, and 3. Great. Bring those arms to a T. Again, thumbs to the sky. Let's go 1, 2, nice and slow, and 3. And now let's go with our W's. So our hands are at our ears. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Great. Now that we've come out of there, we're going to roll onto our backs and do our scorpions and iron crosses. Now, scorpion is new to you. Iron cross, we've done in a few workouts and stretches. So we're nice and open, palms to the sky. And we're gonna bring one leg across and then the other leg across, okay? Gives us a nice stretch through our lower back and our glutes and our hamstrings, and a little bit of rotation as well. So let's go 3 on each side. So let's go 1, and left, and right. That's 2, left, and right. 3. Now we're going to take that over, face down, and we're now going to reach across, keeping our shoulders down, arms nice and long. So we're going to step across, left foot to right hand, and right foot to left hand. That's 1, 2, 3 on each side. Let's go. That's 1, left, right, again, left. You can go as slow as you like. 2, and 3. Okay. Now, let's get into our child's pose and just extend, take a few deep breaths. Relax that lower back, sit back. And let's walk those fingers out and arms away a little bit. Stretch it out again. Great. All right, let's slowly come on up. And that is a wrap on our speed skating workout. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have an opportunity to build off of what we've done here today and maybe take a few of the exercises that you see, hopefully you like them, and just incorporate them into your daily routine if it's a warm-up or a workout piece. So I really hope that this is the last time I speak to you as a speed skating group specifically. So I really hope that everybody has a great fall and has a great end to the summer and training goes well, and we will be in contact between now and the games. But this is my opportunity to lastly speak to you and wish you good luck on the ice and in preparation. So until next week's workout, I hope you take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, and be safe, everyone. Thanks for being here. Bye.